First and 10 from the 47. Oh, a pick! And he's going to go! He's got the range! He's got the distance! It's going to be a touchdown, Baltimore! Oh, my! Giovanni bolts his way for 6, and Baltimore's back in front!
The fact that we have people shouting our names when we do something amazing or something embarrassing, it's a feeling I can't even describe. It's something else.
He shakes a tackle, and he's into the end zone. At the end of the end zone, yes, he is. Put it on the board. 3 touchdowns. It's a hat trick from Bentley.
Move on to the next play. On first down, Christensen firing over the middle. He's got Gossett. Gossett broke away from the tackle down to the 20. 10-5 end. He's in for the Tallahassee touchdown.
In the second quarter. So the Hackers going through the sandwich against the right-hand side. He just laid somebody out. Oh, he's going! He's going down to the 40, to the 35, to the 31 man to stop him, and breaks that tackle and slowed him down enough.
It's emotional, it's fun, it just encompasses a lot. And I never thought that a product like this would do something like that for me.
Jackson drops back to pass, fires deep down the left-hand side, one-handed catch into the end zone. He goes, Corey Jones, touchdown, Tulsa.
Beat him on the corner route.
And Chicago blocks the punt, and they recover it, and Chicago's going all the way, and the Wildcats take the lead on a block. I can't believe it. What?
As Cochran goes back to pass and fires it to his right. It is caught. Jeff Como says Como estás as he broke the tackle and he's going to take it to the house.
My player, he had like 200 and I think like 48 yards in one game, 3 touchdowns, receptions. Felt like it was me, like I was a star. So I like that a lot.
It was his 4th of the season. Leads the league. And Hollywood will get this foot out. Another dynamic back with some room. And Hollywood, stop and go. 2 spins. Oh, unbelievable. That is the best touchdown I have ever seen.
Miller nearly sacked by Sawyer. Deep ball down the field. Oh, broken tackle. He's gone. Touchdown for Denver. What is happening here in Vice Wars? We've got a shootout in prime time.
Cochran to throw. Steps up deep, right side. That's intercepted. Back the other way. Houston got the play they needed on defense, and they turn the ball over with a minute 6 left.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Richard L. Snowden Memorial Stadium for the SFL semifinals between the number 5 Tallahassee Pride and the number 1 Denver Nightwings. Alongside Trevor Tazlowski and Charles Doherty, I'm Cameron Irvine. Welcome to Colorado, Charles. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Oh my gosh, what an electric atmosphere we have tonight.
Your team comparison is up. And Charles, we were looking at it earlier. You know, Tallahassee for a road underdog, not looking too shabby in this matchup.
I think if there's going to be one team that can win on the road in the playoffs, it's going to be Tallahassee. I mean, they're the high-flying Pride. They can put points up. They can also, when they need to run, they can put points up as well. So this is going to be a great matchup.
Tallahassee calls heads as we send it down to the field with a coin toss. And Denver will receive. Denver will defer to this, or Denver wins the coin toss. They'll defer to the second half. And kickoff is right around the corner. Final thoughts, Charles, before we get it going?
Well, I think tonight's going to be one of those nights where, Josh Miller on the Denver side is going to have one of his better games of the season. He's hasn't performed the best in the last couple games. He's done what he needed to win, but up against this Tallahassee defense, he's going to be tested, and he's going to have to produce.
Kickoff is next here on 11 Sports. The Simulation Football League semifinals are here. We're ready. The ball's on the tee. Kramer Jackman will do the honors. And Jackman, kick it. We're underway. It's a knee from Hunter Jones, and out comes Christian Christensen to start the Tallahassee offense.
Yeah, what can you say about Christian Christensen? I mean, he leads almost every category out there. His number of interceptions is high, but he's had 9 games this season with 300-plus yards. Yeah, he's definitely he knows what he's doing back there behind center.
First down and 10 at the 20. 3 receivers to start for Christian Christensen in the Pride. And he'll throw to start, and it's caught in coverage. Justin Jones, but Ken Gossett, the electric playmaker in the passing game, catches the first one of the night for 15.
This is what the Pride is known for. They're the Air Pride. They throw the ball all over the field. I think one of the surprises they could possibly throw at Denver is maybe get Francis involved a little bit more in the running game. Last week we saw how much he could do in just one half of playing.
2 backs in the backfield now for Christensen. Denver in their ice blues today with the white helmets. Christensen drops short. It's Gossett again. First down to the 46. That's a pickup of 11 for Ken Gossett and a Tallahassee first down.
One of the keys on the Denver defense is they're going to have show their closing speed. They've done that all year, but especially against these Tallahassee receivers. They run crisp routes, but once they get the ball, they go into a whole nother gear.
Another 1st and 10 for Tallahassee. 2 plays and 2 first downs. Christensen to throw at the 46-yard line, and a deep ball is caught by that Hunter Jones out there. Yes, it is. Christensen is 3 for 3 to start, and it's a first down to the Denver 26-yard line.
I believe that's Hunter Jones' first reception of the playoffs, and that was a big one. He got behind 2 receivers. Great pass there, had separation, and looks like Tallahassee's got the Denver defense on the ropes a little bit.
How about this start for Christian Christensen? 3 for 3 for 55 yards. Christensen again will throw. That is jumped, and it's incomplete. Well defended there by number 55, Deontay Phillips, who recognized that route from 2 plays ago.
Yeah, we're in the playoffs now, and so plays like that need to capitalize. If you can put a mid on it, you're going to need to try the best you can to hold on to it.
Second down and 10 at the 26-yard line for the Pride. Pride in a familiar spot in the semifinals as Christensen will fire it. It is intercepted at the 15-yard line. B.J. Armstrong return up to the 29, and Denver gets a red zone stop on the opening possession.
It looked like B.J. Armstrong was all over that from the snap. This is his 4th playoff interception, and it's great to come now. He stopped that hot Tallahassee offense from going down the field.
What a start for Armstrong and the Night Wings. And Josh Miller comes out to play next.
Yeah, Josh Miller, like we said at the start, the team is overall pretty balanced and no real flaws on either side of the ball, but I think in order for them to get over this game, they're going to have to step it up just a little bit, especially in the passing game.
1st and 10 at the 29. Miller stepping up, firing down the middle of the field, caught. First down to the 49. And with that reception, Logan Keel is now the league's franchise leader in receptions, receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns. He had a career-high 901 reception yards this season.
Wow, what an impressive stat.
So congrats to Logan Keel. He didn't take long to reach that milestone. And it's 1st and 10 at the 49. Miller now dropping to throw. Has time. Deep ball down the middle of the field, intended for Avery Allen. The pass is incomplete. 2nd and 10.
One of the keys, I think, on the Tallahassee defense side is that triumvirate up front between Norwood, Hale, and Bain are going to have to get pressure on Miller and force him to make mistakes. He can't have all the time, especially on that particular play. He had all the time in the world to get that ball off.
2nd down and 10. 8:56 to go. But wise to target Allen. He's been a critical pickup, midseason pickup after Hiapo Kinloa was released around week 3 or week 4 or so. 2nd and 10 at the Tallahassee 49. Now Miller's going to throw. Neither team has run the ball in the opening 2 minutes, and McChesney's going to be dropped for a loss. That tackle in the backfield by R.J. Manley. 3rd and 11 coming up.
Yeah, both running backs, on both sides of on the Tallahassee side and Denver side, played great games the last playoff game. They both got players of the game. So I'm a little surprised to your point that we haven't seen more of them running.
3rd and 11 at the 49, and Miller fires over the middle of the field, but that's going to be well short of the first down. That's Bryce Battle making the reception. Battle signed in Week 9 from couch to field. And if you are wondering how the SFL works, teams have coaching staffs that break down film in order to build a game plan that will be effective against their opponents. In operation since 2015, users can improve their player each and every week, customize their look, and get to hear your name on national television. That's a pretty cool perk, Charles.
It is. It's great.
So this punt from Denver, as both defenses get a stop to start, is a beauty, and they cannot stop it from going into the end zone. That on special teams was Lee Adama trying to make a play down the field, and both of these defenses are pretty unbelievable. For Denver, they are first in points per game, first in pass touchdowns allowed, first in first downs allowed, and this is their best defense in franchise history.
I think both teams could probably. I think the one weakness on both sides, or not even a weakness, but I think you can run on both of these teams.
That pass is caught by Gossett over the middle to the 34-yard line, and Ken Gossett is eating here early in the first quarter.
So far, the defenses are starting to settle in a little bit, maybe a half step ahead of the offense. But the good thing was that the Tallahassee defense was able to overcome that interception and get the ball back to Christensen.
Justin Jones with that tackle. First down at the 34-yard line. Scoreless first quarter here in the semis. Out of the shotgun. Gossett's in the slot now with Grayson Willis, who does not have a target yet today, and just got one out to the near side, and Willis going to pick up 7, running a little out route to the 41. Armstrong with the tackle, and Tallahassee might want to be fearful of B.J. Armstrong.
Yeah, I know Denver's not known for a high sack count team, but they're going to have to do something to get into Christensen's, disrupt his flow, because the offensive line for Tallahassee is really stout, and protect their quarterback. They got to do something to pressure him.
2nd and 3 at the 41, outside, caught again, going down the sideline, and still inbounds to the Denver 43. That pass is hauled in by Jason Stackhouse to get a first down for Tallahassee.
It looks like Stackhouse did a little knee kick there at the end, just for a little bit of punctuation to that run.
I don't know how he stayed in bounds here. We might get a challenge. Oh, yeah. Well, no, he didn't step out until the very end. Pretty athletic play from Stackhouse there.
Yeah, kick to the belly, too.
So Tallahassee on the move again. They've had no problem moving the football. 6 for 7, 90 yards, but that one incompletion was a pick by B.J. Armstrong. Armstrong had an interception in their first meeting of the season as Christensen goes deep, wide open. Grayson Willis, Armstrong on the tackle, but just like the first drive, Tallahassee's into the red zone of the 19-yard line.
Yeah, Tallahassee can strike quick, just like nothing. They're in the red zone, ready to see if they could score.
Man, he was wide open, and you called it earlier. These teams feeling like maybe they can pass on one another, and that certainly has been Tallahassee's MO. I still don't think we've had a run in the first quarter.
No, I don't recall seeing one.
116 yards for Christensen already here. 2 receivers at the top of the screen, 7 in the box, and Denver showing a blitz. They back off, and Christensen flips it out to Francis. The flat well covered, but Francis makes 2 people miss and then drags Josh Vasquez all the way down to the 11-yard line, an 8-yard gain.
He did it all on his own, no blocking. He went up against 3 or 4 defenders and just used pure power to push that ball down the field.
Halfway through the quarter, and it really, for the most part, has been all Tallahassee, but B.J. Armstrong came up huge to halt the previous drive, but Christensen showing no signs of slowing down. Baca tried to get to him, and that pass was nearly intercepted by Armstrong, but Christensen just enough power to get that out to Willis. And we mentioned last time versus the Pride, Denver got a second half shutout. Christensen was held to a season low 230 yards. He has more than half of that on the first 2 drives today.
Right, that's right. He's definitely having a hot passing day so far, except for that one interception.
First and goal at the 6. Tallahassee knocking on the door for the game's first points. 7 in the box. Christensen going down the middle. Caught, touchdown.
Wow.
Grayson Willis, what a dart. And Christensen's on fire to start the game.
Yeah, that was a dart, and he was able to get it in. I don't know how he got it into that traffic. Let's see what they can show us here on the replay. Plenty of time. Wow. He had like a half second before that was going to get ugly.
Yeah, if he would have put some air under that would have been dangerous, getting picked in the end zone. So Tallahassee turns the ball over on their first red zone trip, scores on the second, and Denver, 12-1 in the regular season, got to be feeling a little bit nervous as to how they've started this game, but their offense, we haven't seen a lot of them. Miller, 3 for 3, and McChesney without a carry here in the first quarter. The extra point is good. And we're going to take a short break. Tallahassee leads Denver 7-0. You're watching the SFL semifinals on 11 Sports. Don't go away. .508 left in the first quarter. Alongside Trevor Tuzlowski and Charles Doherty, I'm Cameron Irvine. The Pride with a 7-0 lead, but Denver's barely even been on the field offensively, so we'll see what they have in store for us on their second drive. This is battle on the return past the 25 and up to the 29, and Josh Miller will trot back out on the field. Miller has been a little hot and cold, honestly, Charles. Some games he's been unbelievable, like against Alaska and Houston, and then other times that game against Vegas the last week of the season was rough.
Definitely, yeah. He's been hot and cold, and he's definitely going to need to be hot going forward here. The last 3 games, he's thrown 3 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, so I know he's looking to change that.
First and 10 of the 29. Miller flips it outside quickly. Allen stops on a dime and picks up 6, and make sure you get Avery his change as he goes back into the huddle.
0 carries for both
this
running
is
backs.
Crazy, right?
Right. Here I was thinking that they were going to try and fool the other team and go run heavy, but wow, what do I know?
Yeah, I'm not sure that I've ever seen an SFL game with all passes through the first 7 minutes. Here's a run. McChesney trapped, got the first down. Nice play though in the open
What was
field.
that?
That was Sir Chappelle, the safety.
So he gave
up.
the ball to the running back, and the running back ran it. Oh,
Yeah,
that's a run.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that a run?
Yeah, it's a run. I was wondering where you were going with that, Charles, but I get what you're saying. Yes, it's like seeing Bigfoot out there in the Denver mountains.
Right.
First and 10 at the 40. 4:11 to go in the first. McChesney has his first carry under his belt. Miller will take 3 steps and fire it outside short to Battle. Battle makes his second catch in the flat, picks up 5. 2nd and 5 at the 45 coming up for Denver.
Yep, 2nd and 5. It's very manageable. I think now they've got the whole list of their playbook available for them and on this 2nd and 5.
3:50 to go. See what Denver does here. They got Allen, the tight end, out wide. And I believe Giacomo Jones sitting in the slot there to the left of Miller. Jones without a target here in the first quarter. Miller drops back to throw, fires it out to Allen. Allen had to come back for it and ends up going out of bounds, and he runs into Christensen. I thought that was him out there. And Allen saying, our quarterback's pretty good too. The 2 quarterbacks now are combined 15 of 16 passing in the first quarter.
Unbelievable. 10 of 10 for Christensen. Well, they're 6 of 6. They're 16 of 16.
Well, 10 of 10 for 11 because he threw the
pick.
pick.
That's right. Yeah, sorry.
Little stat anomaly there. Third
math on the fly always challenges me.
McChesney got the first down, but struggled to move it. Sir Chappelle again coming up from the safety spot. And Tallahassee's defense, well, they ain't too bad either. 2nd in points per game, 2nd in passing touchdowns allowed. Charles, they've only allowed 5 touchdowns on the ground, and considering how big of a weapon McChesney is, that's pretty surprising.
That's crazy. But those 3 big mollies up front have 30-plus sacks.
3 minutes to go. They also have 30 takeaways, third in the league, and Miller will quickly flip it outside to Allen. So they're really going out to Allen here early. Allen with 4 touchdowns this season, 53 receptions. He's 7th most among tight ends in targets with 71. So they look to get him involved. And remember, he didn't play the first month of the season. So being 7th at the end of the season, not too bad for
Yeah, that's
Allen.
impressive. And it's smart to go to him. I mean, he's a big guy. Like most of the tight ends, he's 6'6", but he has a pretty high catch rate when they throw the ball to him.
Another trap to McChesney, and McChesney gets free. First down and more to the 31-yard line. And that is going to go for, I believe, about 16 by on-the-fly math. That's correct, Charles.
That was a big run. Nice blocking up front. Looks like maybe the Night Wings were trying to get the defense of Tallahassee to settle in on the passing defense for a while and maybe fool them with a run up middle.
And really, all we've seen out of Denver is that little trap play inside. Chappelle's been coming up, making tackles from his safety position. But that time, nowhere to be found as Denver now on the move into Kramer-Jackman field goal range. Missed his first field goal last week.
I know.
That was
that's
as shocking as anything we've seen all season. First and 10 at the Tallahassee 31. And Miller will take 5 steps back. He's got a clean pocket. Fires one-handed catch by Allen down the field of the 12-yard line. Avery Allen early and often in the first quarter. And Denver's in the red zone for the first time.
Allen's athleticism is just glowing here on that play. He was able to jump up there and catch it one-handed.
Under 2 minutes to go, and this is a great response from Denver after giving up that touchdown to Tallahassee. Each team has only had the ball twice in this quarter. And now Miller has 3 receivers to the short side right top of the screen. Goes play action for the first time today. Dumps it over the middle. That's the fullback, Steve Aoki, and they love that play here in Denver. Picks up 7.
Yeah, that was a great it's always great when you get at least 7 yards on your first down. But it's kind of hard there as they're getting closer to the goal line. One of the things Tallahassee's known for is they get really tough when you start getting into the red zone.
Dave Axis, who's new to the league, asks, who did Denver lose to? They lost to Alaska. That was way back in week 2. They haven't lost since.
Only 4 points, I believe.
Only 4 points. You're right, Charles. 4 receivers, 2 to either side as Miller dropped to throw. Wide open is Allen. He's got the first down. And look, he's just making sure, man. Just making sure he doesn't do anything foolish. But Allen could have had a touchdown there if he would have kept his eyes downfield.
Yeah, I guess he didn't think he probably thought he was going to be blanketed by somebody.
He might have thought he was in, too.
Oh, well, that too, yeah.
They have lost it on the sideline there. Denver's going to be kicking themselves if they can't punch us in from 2 yards out. But Avery Allen in the first quarter has 36 yards on 5 receptions already in the ball game. 2 in the backfield. Heavy look for Denver. First time we've seen this today. Hand off to McChesney on a trap. McChesney walks it in. Touchdown, Denver. And back and forth we go from Richard L. Snowden Memorial.
That's not an easy thing to do against that Tallahassee front 4. I mean, they're beasts up there. When you can make a hole like that against them, that's really impressive.
And Aoki leading the charge, but he didn't even have to block anybody. McChesney does the rest. And Kramer-Jackman will come on for the game-tying extra point. Wow, that's not easy to do when somebody comes in, hits you in the mouth like Tallahassee's passing game has done in this game. Just go down the field like that, no problem, get a touchdown.
Yeah, that's what Denver does. I mean, you hit them and they always hit you back a little harder.
And in a matchup where these two teams played a 13-10 overtime ball game earlier this year, doesn't look like that's going to be the case today. All offense, 7-7, 54 seconds to go in the first. A shootout could be brewing in the mountains. We're back to Denver after this. .54 seconds to go in the first quarter, and we're all knotted up at 7 here in the Simulation Football League. The SFL semifinals The winner goes to the championship, and one of the 4 teams remaining is going to win their first championship. There is the bracket and how it shook out last week in the quarterfinals. The semis have 4 teams remaining, and the 2 that win tonight will play for the championship Wednesday, October 30th.
Yeah, both Tallahassee and Denver have been so close before. They could almost touch it.
Yeah, both of them have combined to lose the last 3 SFL championships. Seattle and Baltimore have never been. So whoever wins that game next will be the first team, or the first time either team has ever been. Francis gets a carry. What is that? And Bailey Baca says you probably shouldn't do that anymore. Baca, what a play.
Yeah, Baca is a beast up there. He's got doesn't have the talent I think that the Tallahassee has on both sides of him, but he holds his own up front.
2nd down and 11. 3 receivers, 2 to the right for Christensen. Drops to throw. Was looking, I think, to Francis, then changed his mind. Mike Sawchuk dropped back in coverage, and that was great, well defended by Denver.
Yeah, Mike Sawchuk is all over the field, and that's kind of the role he plays here as that linebacker on the Denver defense. They're going to ask a lot of him. Not only is he going to have to make plays like that, but he's also going to have to run down A.J. Francis, which is not easy.
He ran all the way to the other side of the field to cover Hunter Jones. That is a athletic play by Mike Sawchuk. You don't see a linebacker covering a crossing route that well too often in the SFL. 19 seconds left in the first quarter. Big 3rd down here for Christian Christensen, the Pride. This is their first 3rd down of the ball game. Christensen fires it outside, caught, and did he get there? Yes, he did.
He did.
First down, and that pass caught by Ethan Sneed, who was signed just a couple of weeks before the end of the regular season. What a big play as we come down to the end of the first quarter, and before we get there, Denver going to challenge the first down.
Yeah, that was close. I think he got it just by a follicle.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I think Vega's getting a little greedy. Not sure that he's gonna get this.
Well, he turned his back. I don't know.
Oh boy!
Yeah,
wow!
well.
I gotta hand it to Mr. Vega. That's
he was standing right
challenge.
No, he's on the other side. Sorry.
Great vision.
Yep.
From across the field. Let's see. Let's get the call. And wow! On first glance, it looked like no doubt he got the first down, but instead, Tallahassee is gonna end up coming up short, and they'll have to punt. When are we gonna play? Are we gonna have one untimed down here? Is that what we're doing? Oh, they put 1 second back on the clock.
Wow.
So they stopped the clock with 1 second to go, and Tallahassee will punt it away here on the final play of the quarter.
Yeah, big stop by Denver.
So first punt of the day for Tallahassee, and that's fair caught at the 36 by Battle. And we'll step aside. Tallahassee 7, Denver 7. We'll be back to the Nightwings home when the SFL semifinals continue in a moment. Tonight's SFL playoff game on 11 Sports is brought to you in part by APM Music, Production Music Library, and Custom Music House. By Fuel Beyond the Imagination. Visit the all-new SFLinteractive.net today. By Matt Doyle Designs, the official branding partner of the SFL. And by Media Tech Institute. Turn your passion into your profession. Charles, the Denver Art Museum.
Wow.
A very cool building. Air views or air drone shots are brought to you by AirViews. Visit AIRVUZ.com for more drone footage with Trevor Tuzlaski, Charles Doherty. I'm Cameron Irvine, and welcome to the SFL semifinals. We're tied at 7 to start the second quarter. 3 receivers for the Nightwings to start their third drive of the ball game, and Miller goes play fake and hits Giacomo Jones on an out route, his first catch of the day for 8.
Yeah, so far I think Denver, that had a big stop there against Tallahassee, able to stop some of that momentum, and I think it's starting to maybe point a little bit more on the Denver side here.
Nightwings answering that first touchdown from Tallahassee. Certainly a big moment in this football game. All tied up, and Denver trying to advance to the championship for the second consecutive season. They lost a thrilling game, an SFL classic, no doubt, to Alaska last season. A lot of fun as McChesney, he is ruled to get the first down, and if I'm Frank Gooden, I'm thinking I might challenge that one too.
The way he's running, you probably don't want to waste it.
That's a good point. And unlike the Denver challenge, that was a third down play that turned into a fourth down. That would have been a second turning into a third. So Tallahassee lets it go. First down at the Nightwing 46-yard line. And Miller drops to throw. Miller fires middle of the field. It's Allen again. And they are getting him involved in every which way. A 9-yard pickup for Avery Allen. First down at the Tallahassee 45.
Yeah, big roll so far in the Denver offense. Got him on that slant route in the middle.
How you can get involved, visit simulationfl.net today and join our Discord community. You can bank progression each week to build draft value for your player. The live rookie draft Saturday, December 14th, 9 p.m. Eastern, 11 Sports. And the championship game in 8 days. We'll show you the best players available heading into the draft into next month. And what a run from McChesney. Wow. Gets it up to the 37-yard line for a Nightwing. First down, he is running hard on his 6th carry of the day.
Yeah, it's like he's running around a bunch of cones out there. He's going left, right, and good blocking up front by the offensive line.
He's a bike without the wheels. The bike show on that run. 9.5 to go in the first half. Shout-outs to HWJ 1512, DB the King 7, Mike Importa 1, T Hale 91, Dave Axis Swole 2011, Kumbaya 24, C Pundy, Siege Falco, and many others in the chat, including Prodigy Punk, Yogi Bear 60. That pass is incomplete. Jones was the intended receiver. That is Josh Miller's, ladies and gentlemen, first incomplete pass after he completed his first 12.
Yeah, it was just out of the reach of the wide receiver there. It hit him right in the fingertips there, but he had 2 guys on top of him, and that's a hard one to bring down.
Running some deep slants, and it looked we're not going to get on the screen who made the play. But it'll be second down nonetheless. Bryce Battle's in the house as well. 9:13 to go. If you want to get involved in the live chat, visit twitch.tv/11sports next to get involved. You can see the chat in real time. Chatting now. Josh Miller firing it into double coverage. It's caught again at the 17-yard line by Allen. Avery Allen, get out of here with that.
That's a gunslinger pass right there. He had it open on the short screen to the running back. He decided to go deep in between 2 defenders.
Oh my goodness gracious! And that's
a feast or famine play right there.
And that's trust if I've ever seen one, right, Charles? I mean, you just if you don't trust Avery Allen on that play, you don't make that throw. 2 in the backfield, 2 receivers. Now Miller going to flip it out to McChesney. No blockers, and McChesney is brought down. Is that Chappelle again? No, that's Michael Sprouse on the outside. And it picks up 3 yards.
Yeah, he tried to do a stiff arm, but that wasn't going anywhere. He got brought down by nice open field tackling by the Pride defense.
8:26 to go in the first half. Second down and 7 at the 15-yard line of Tallahassee. It's Denver's second red zone trip today. And they'll go one receiver either side. Logan Keel, since he broke the franchise record with his first catch, hasn't seen a target since. McChesney takes a carry, and McChesney shoves off another defender to pick up 4 to the 11-yard line.
Again, great blocking up front, not just by the offensive line, but that fullback plowed a big opening for the running back to go through.
This Tallahassee defense has bulked up in recent weeks. Linebackers Succo Lamano, J.R. Lawless, and Chris Young making an impact from couch to field recently. They're trying to get a stop here. Miller's going to the bottom of the screen, and McChesney dropped it on 3rd down. And Kramer Jackman must have slipped him a 20 so that he could get some field goals into the semifinal.
Well, Kramer Jackman's definitely a weapon out there, and it's always good to have a reliable kicker. And he's he's only missed 1 kick, but still, he's in a game like this that I think is going to go down the wire. I have a feeling that Jackman's going to have a role in it.
7:44 left to go, first quarter, and Denver can take their first lead of the ball game. A 27-yard chip shot for Jackman is on its way, and good. And it's 10-7. Denver up by 3. Sector 6 is the official SFL apparel partner. Visit sector6apparel.com to get your SFL gear and request items for purchase to your team today. I know, Charles, we're wearing our jerseys today. I cannot wait for my jacket for the winter, especially on a live draft show going up to Boston. Can't wait to wear that thing on air. It looks so good.
They're comfortable too.
Yeah,
and I'm not just saying that. They are very
excited
comfortable
about that. It definitely is extremely comfortable here in the studio. From 3 yards into the end zone, Hunter Jones takes it out to the 21-yard line. And for the first time today, Charles, look alive. We welcome you into SFL headquarters, where Charles and I call ourselves, well, it's our home, away from home on Sunday nights usually, but in the playoffs we make a day out
delicious.
of it. You always comment about the water.
Wow.
What's going on
It's
with
a game changer.
It's a game changer. Come on now. First and 10 at the 21-yard line. 7:35 to go in the first half. Christensen fires outside. That pass is caught. It's a 7-yard pickup to the 28-yard line. And that is hauled in by Deacon Stoutmeyer.
Wow.
I don't think he's had a catch all year.
And we had to go down the roster on that one.
Wow. Yeah, for those that saw the SFL flag in the background here of the studios, yeah, you can pick those up. I know London, Charleston, a few teams have flags in their store right now, and if you want one, make sure to talk to your team to get one in the store today. Second and 3, and Francis is met by Baca. I mean, talk about walking into the room for a big party and getting somebody that's a hugger right away. I mean, that's what that was, 3rd and 4.
Insert Chewbacca noise.
Yeah, we're going to have to get that back if Denver makes the championship.
That was horrible, but I gave it a shot.
Yeah,
you know?
you've had better.
I know.
Better, I got to say. 3rd and 4 at the 27. Christensen floats it over the middle. That looked like pass interference, but was the contact within 5 yards. Willis was the intended target, but Tallahassee's drive is going to stall out again, and I know the chat's going to be upset about that one.
I'm still getting over why I tried that imitation. Sorry. Focus.
You had a perfect opportunity to comment on the PI, but instead you just kept railing yourself on the Chewbacca impersonation. You did it to yourself that time,
I did.
Charles.
Yep, and I'm sure you love it.
Tallahassee will punt it away with Denver up 3. And the Nightwings and Pride, both defenses starting to settle down. 6:27 to go in the first half. We're going to step aside shortly. The Nightwings up 3 with the ball, trying to make it back to the SFL championship game. It's the SFL semifinals on 11 Sports, and we're back in a moment. 6:27 to go in the first half. Denver has a 3-point lead, the first of 2 semifinals here tonight live on 11 Sports. 2 in the backfield with Miller, and Miller will drop to throw. Fires it outside. McChesney doesn't drop this one. Lawless missed a tackle, and McChesney ends up picking up 6. The upcoming schedule here on 11 Sports. Seattle's at Baltimore. That's next, 9:30 Eastern. October 30th is the championship game. The pregame starts at 7:30 Eastern. We'll kick off at 8. And then that rookie draft season preview show live from SFL Studios Saturday, or live from 11 Studios, apologies, Saturday, December 14th at 9 Eastern. 2nd and 4 at the 41. Halfway through the first half. Miller with an offset eye, flips it out to McChesney. Again, no blockers, and McChesney is slapped around by Michael Sprouse in the open field, no gain.
Slapped around, milk money taken, and snack pack. I mean, man, that was a great open field tackle. I was going to say that this is starting to settle into a kind of game that Denver likes. You know, they're not necessarily a high fast-paced game. Driving down the field and scoring time of possession.
Yeah, these two teams, man, they were 10-10 deadlocked the first time they played. And in the first quarter, it looked like we were going to have offense all day long, but now we're starting to see a game that we may have expected as Giacomo Jones catches another one on the sideline to midfield. And, I wonder how many times Miller and Jones work on this route a week.
It looks like they've done this a couple times. And the thing about the Denver receiving core is they're not known for dropping balls at all. I mean, you throw it to them, you got a good shot, they're going to bring it in.
Yeah, they run that route to perfection. Miller is 17 of 20, I believe, with 133 yards, a QBR of 99.
No mistakes at all, and that's what he needs to do.
Miller across his body out to McChesney, picks up 4. What in the world did I just see on the tail end of that play?
That shows you what kind of arm strength he has. That's hard to do. It looks like he was on one foot. His back was twisted the other way, and he was able to throw it cross field.
Bernard Gooden on the tackle. Well, Tallahassee, they're 3-2 in the semifinals. They have made the semifinals 5 of their 9 seasons in the SFL, and I'm telling you, they're used to the moment. It's not like they're undefeated or anything, but they've been here before as Allen makes a catch to make it 3rd and short.
I'm thinking that it may be a little early to say this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway. I think that Tallahassee's going to need to get a spark here pretty soon.
Denver's really starting to impose their will. We saw that against Houston last week where they just kind of smothered the Houston Hyenas, and that was a team that was on the move last week and just basically got shut out outside of a couple of garbage touchdowns late. First flag of the day is on Tallahassee. Free play. Miller taking full advantage. The pass is intercepted. It's coming back. Love that Miller attempted to take a shot, though, on that play. Good defense down the field from Bernard Gooden, but that's coming back.
Yeah, that was a good veteran move there by Miller to throw it down there. Obviously would have been overturned if he reeled that one in.
That's on Hunter Norwood, and for Tallahassee, look at the all-time sack or the sack machines this year in the SFL. Hale and Norwood, 5th and 6th on those leaderboards. But Norwood has not had a postseason sack since season 11.
Yeah,
pretty surprising.
And between the 3 of them, Hale's at number 2 career sacks in the league. Bain's 3rd, and Norwood's 6th, so they're right up there.
3:50 to go in the first, and you saw on that list, Baca and Hale are also in the top 20. Baca's 16th, and Hale's there as well. So 4 of the top 20 pressurers of the quarterback, is that a word, are in this ball game, but nobody's really been able to get to the quarterback much. Baca's gotten to Francis, though, as that pass is caught by Allen. So Denver's going out near side to Allen, out far side to Jones, and we really haven't heard much from Keel in the second quarter.
And then when you get used to that, they try and kill you on a deep route.
Remember the play action last week?
Right.
They just bombed it to Keel.
Yep.
He was all alone. Denver wants to lull you to sleep as you get a look at Chris Young there on the outside looking to possibly rush the passer. Tallahassee's got 7 in the box. They're going to back up, rush 4, and Allen's got the out route for the first down. Tallahassee is
trying.
giving it to him, and Denver's taking what the Pride are giving to him.
He just, it's such the offense of Denver is they're so well practiced together. I'm not trying to think of a word here, but he gets rid of the ball so quickly. Miller gets rid of the ball so quickly. Defenders don't have the time to go in there and get him.
Got great chemistry.
Yep.
8 carries, 39 yards for McChesney. Not too shabby of a day. And they really haven't needed him too much to move the ball as the Pride come back out in this 3-4 look. 2 receivers both top of the screen. McChesney going around the right side, got a kick block, and that is a 4-yard pickup. Nice closeout there for Tallahassee. That was number 52, Mitch Butler, on the tackle.
I think that was a good time to do a run play, even though they didn't get the first down.
2:40 to go in the first half. There's a look at Alex Bond, man. This guy needs a pick. He was on pace for a record year. He's just kind of run into a wall as teams have started throwing away from him. 2nd and 6 for Miller. Miller fires it outside, and
wide
that is
open.
caught by Jones. First down to the 12, and Miller just carving up Tallahassee at the moment.
It looks like they've got the defense of Tallahassee on their heels a bit, trying to figure out their heads on a swivel, trying to figure out what Denver's going to do.
2:25 to go in the quarter. Coming up on the 2-minute warning. And Tallahassee, since they scored on their second drive, they moved it into the red zone on their first drive through a pick. And that interception turned out to prove costly as McChesney costs Tallahassee a 3-point deficit and turns it into 9. And Jared McChesney rolling here in the second quarter.
Not sure who that was that blew through the line. I thought that run wasn't going anywhere when I think that the defensive tackle of the Pride blew through there, but McChesney just took a step to the right off guard and took it into the house.
Denver, after falling behind 7-0, they have scored 16 unanswered points. Jackman can make it 17 as the Nightwings in control right now. Jackman on to attempt the extra point. See the live chat reacting to the touchdown. Mike and Porta saying, spread your wings.
And just like that, they drove down the field in the end zone. I mean, like you said, kind of lulls you to sleep. It's not the high-flying offense like Tallahassee has. That's, the dink and dunks, the sideline patterns, and then they'll run up the middle. Next thing you know, they're in the end zone.
How about this? These two teams, Tallahassee is 8-5 in 2019 in games decided by 8 points or less. That's 52% of the games they play are decided by 1 score. Denver is 9-3 in such contests. That's an amazing record for 1-score games. But out of the 7 playoff games that these two teams have played in 2019, only one of them has been really close. And Denver has a 2-score lead right now. Jones returns it up to the 21.
That's big. That 10 points is huge.
But think about if Tallahassee gets a touchdown on that opening drive. They go up 7-0, and then Denver has to punt it away, and then Tallahassee scores again. It's 14-0.
Right.
But that Armstrong interception was monumental in turning this game around.
Yeah, it stopped them in their tracks from a momentum standpoint.
Christensen dumps it off short to Gossett, who's been a little quiet, and that brings us to the 2-minute warning. Denver up 10, imposing their will almost to halftime. You're watching the Simulation Football League semifinals on 11 Sports. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Richard L. Snowden Memorial Stadium here in Denver. And if you're wondering who Richard L. Snowden is, well, he's a Hall of Fame running back in the SFL, was inducted in the first class and unfortunately no longer with us, but one of the best running backs to ever see the field in the SFL. And we certainly miss his presence in the league. and outside of it. 2nd and 7 at the 24-yard line. Gossett makes a catch, a 4-yard pickup. And it's 3rd and 3 at the 29-yard line.
I would say that this is a pivotal drive. Pivotal drive for Tallahassee.
What?
Pivotal. What the heck is wrong with
Tallahassee got over the hump last week. First road playoff game in franchise history last week after they had lost their previous 4. So now the Pride know how to win on the road. And they're trying to do it again here today. But they've dug themselves a little bit of a hole as Christensen on 3rd down and 3 fires over the middle. The pass is caught by Hunter Jones. That is a gutsy throw and an amazing catch by Hunter Jones. 1st down to the 43.
Yeah, both of these quarterbacks have insane accuracy. I mean, again, a pass thrown in the middle with the defenders on each side, and you've got a real small bread box to get that in.
Lord Veru saying, let's get pivotal in the chat.
There you go. Isn't that a song from the 80s?
Physical,
from
not
Olivia
I almost said
Newton-John.
pitiful. We got to get off this. 1st and 10 at the 43 for the Pride. Christensen throws a backwards pass to Gossett, and Gossett lost 7 yards.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
Christensen made a split-second decision, and I don't know if he didn't see Jones or what, but that digs Tallahassee an even bigger hole here. On 2nd and 17, he flips it out to Francis. Francis has a lot of room, top of the screen. Francis got it all back. 3rd and 7, but he didn't get out of bounds. They're moving quickly. Or he did. He did get out of bounds. They stopped the clock with 1:05 to go, but Tallahassee moving no huddle. I'm not sure that they realized that the clock stopped. Doesn't matter. Gossett got a 1st down to the 44-yard line.
That was a good recovery after that crazy pass.
Wow, so 53 seconds to go. Denver a little bit on their heels here. Baca running out of gas on the defensive front. Francis is wide open. Haven't seen much of this in the first half at all. Francis gets it out to the 38, pickup of 6.
Now, how come he didn't get out of bounds that time? It looked like he went out of bounds.
Yeah, Francis he's got to move better than that. Shuffle himself to the white chalk as Christensen's pass is caught by Gossett. Gossett said that's how you do it. Now Francis, haven't seen a lot of running out of him, but he's averaging 9.3 yards a carry in the last 3 games. Surprised he hasn't gotten more touches today.
Yeah, and he's had 5 rushing touchdowns in the last 3 games, and I think this season he's got his highest total yards and total touchdowns that he's ever had.
6,298 career rushing yards for A.J. Francis. 1st and 10 at the Denver 31. Christensen to pass, dumps it off Francis. Francis again has a lane. Francis got to get out of bounds. He did not, and Tallahassee's going to burn a timeout. Got to know the situation. 8-yard gain.
Yeah, in this 2-minute drill, they went to almost exclusively to the halfback. Well, we didn't see a lot of that at the first quarter and a half.
And Christensen, he's just got to be careful with the football. Don't turn the ball over. Get some points. You only be down 7. Denver did win the toss and elected to defer to start the second half, so it's critical for Tallahassee here.
The only one thing you can find to hit on him is that he does throw a lot of interceptions.
Christensen dropping back to pass, middle of the field, caught inside the 10. They're going to take a timeout. Yes, they have 1 remaining, and knowing how teams like to kick field goals maybe a little earlier in the first half, they might be good for 1 or 2 more plays here.
Yeah, they have enough time to get in the end zone.
1st and goal at the 9. What type of play would you like to see out of Tallahassee?
I would do an out route on the left side.
Gossett, bottom of the screen here, defended by Jones. His hips are inward. 20 seconds to go in the first half. Christensen going to fire it. Floater. Oh, it's off the hands of Jones. They went on a little bit of a crossing pattern as Hunter Jones went into the end zone and nearly hauled that one in. 2nd and goal at the 9.
They still have time to take another shot at it. Just barely out of reach there.
Let's see what Tallahassee cooks up on 2nd and goal. Grayson Willis, top of the screen. Been kind of quiet today. A quiet 5 for 56 for Grayson Willis. It just hasn't seemed like he's been able to contribute as much as Gossett. Christensen, 2nd and goal.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
Wow.
Just missed.
He
Hunter
had him.
Jones again. A little bit of an overthrow, just like the last pass.
Will they try another, or will they bring the field goal?
Wade Christensen being fast and loose with the ball in the end zone or in the red zone here today. Yeah. Tallahassee going to take the points. And honestly, that turnover change this game. Tallahassee, they just don't want to commit another one. And Christensen's not hitting his spots.
Well, this field goal could stop a little of the bleeding.
25-yard field goal. This is Richard Douglas. And it's good. Tallahassee 10, Denver 17. And we remind you, if you're new to the SFL or just haven't followed us yet, follow us on social media at SimulationFL, Twitter @/SimulationFL, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all over the interwebs. Interweb's a big place, Charles.
Definitely is. You can get lost out there.
Denver, and if you're lost here, we're glad you got lost here. Denver has 32 plays in the first half. Tallahassee has 33. As Battle returns it up, there is a flag that's likely on the Night Wings, which means might be kneel down time for Denver here to end the first half. Holding is the call.
Just take a knee. Don't want to risk anything.
That's against, is there another Avery Allen on the field? They have 2 Avery Allens?
Huh.
Defensive end. Playing special teams, and the game moving a little bit too fast for him. Denver by 10. Last play of the first half. Denver will receive the second half kickoff. And Miller taking his time.
Interesting.
Throw. Miller in trouble. Oh, Miller
wow.
takes a huge unnecessary hit, and that ends the first half. And that's got to give Tallahassee a little juice. The first time they sacked Josh Miller through the first 22 minutes of play.
Yeah, that could have gone horribly wrong. Knocked the ball loose.
What happens if he fumbles? They pick it up in the end zone. Look at the stats in the first half. Almost even, but Tallahassee has no run game whatsoever. Denver's controlling the clock, and they control the game right now.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. I mean, I thought that Tallahassee was going to at least try and have a little bit more balance, but they're all air tonight.
In the last time these two teams met, B.J. Armstrong had the only interception for Denver. He has had Christensen's number this season, and you saw how that happened if you're just joining us late. Logan Keel, now the team's all-time leader in receptions, receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns. Huge accomplishment for that young fella. As you look at Tallahassee's drive down the field, you know the Pride sort of got the first punch in, but Denver's been landing some blows over the last half hour or so.
Yeah, they've been doing a lot of counter punches. And I would say that Tallahassee's a little bit on the ropes. I mean, these adjustments at halftime are going to be crucial.
That might have been the best play of the game in the first half right there. Avery Allen in double coverage making that play. And McChesney with the big touchdown. He's been the difference. McChesney outrunning Francis, and it's not even close as Denver tries to make it back at the championship game. So if Denver wins today, the championship game for the first time in SFL history will be in Denver. If Tallahassee wins, they will play the winner on the road at either Seattle or Baltimore. And either way you slice it, it'll be the first championship game in Seattle or Baltimore as well. So we're going to a new city.
Breaking new ground.
The only team that's still alive in the playoffs that has ever hosted a championship game, that would be Tallahassee. This is the year they were undefeated, upset by Alaska. That started the Storm Dynasty. And they haven't been able to climb over the top since.
They probably want us to move on to something else to talk about.
Probably. They kick it away. From the 11, Bryce Battle on the return, 25. Battle up to the 31-yard line. And Miller will get a move on. So Miller in the first half, 19 of 21 for a $140. Unofficially, a ridiculous stat line. He did not throw a touchdown or a pick, QBR of 94. Christensen, 22 of 28 for 216 yards. Remember, he was held to a season low, 230, the last time they played Denver. Francis, -2 yards on 2 carries in the first half as Miller fires it down the middle of the field and nearly intercepted.
Yeah, they got to bring that in.
Succo Lamano got his hands on it.
Yeah, I mean, they're at a point right now where every opportunity they gotta take advantage of, and that one was there on a silver platter.
Yogi Bear 60 in the chat asking, is there halftime adjustments? Of course there are. Not necessarily by our coaches, but it's all built in to your simulation experience here today, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll see how these teams mix it up in the second half to try to get some different things moving. If I was Tallahassee, I'd try to get the ground game going. 2nd and 10 at the 31. Play action again. Oh, right into the gut, and it's caught. First down to the 44. A pickup of 14 to Bryce Battle. What a dart from Josh Miller. That was his best throw of the day.
Yeah, the second time of the night they were able to get some heat in on Miller. But look at that pro. He just stood in there and got a rifle out and shot it to the wide receiver.
I'm not sure that Chappelle knew that the ball was coming over to Battle because, man, he looked like he might have been able to pick that ball.
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating for that defensive line at Tallahassee to get so close so many times to him, and he just gets rid of the ball so quickly.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line for Miller. Out of the gun, shotgun. First time we've seen this today. Flip out Jones. Jones turns the corner as a first down to the Tallahassee 45-yard line. Giacomo Jones has been eating today. That's his 3rd catch to couple with Allen.
He kind of looked like a tight end out there fighting his way to the first down. Two defenders trying to bring him down. He just fought his way across the chains.
Miller got sacked 3 times the last time they played Tallahassee. Just 1 sack today, and he was not sacked last week against Houston. 28 of 43. 292 yards, not his best game of the season, but he was effective. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. McChesney going nowhere. There was a host of tacklers there. We'll try to identify them all. Lamano and I think
like Bain was in there too.
Bain and Dunbar might have been in there as well.
Yeah, a lot of pride fingerprints on that tackle. Or paw prints, sorry.
2nd and 10 at the 45. 9:26 to go in the 3rd quarter. Denver protecting a 7-point lead as things start to get nerve-wracking in the second half. That pass is incomplete. Intended for number 10, Andrew James White, for the first time today.
Trying to get a look at who laid the hammer down on that one. That was a
Ira
big,
Sharp.
Oh, my gosh. Big hit.
Nice play by the slot corner. Brings up 3rd down. Denver 2 for 5 on 3rd down, but I don't think they've been in 3rd and 10 all day.
Let's see what Tallahassee does on defense here. Do they put on pressure or do they settle back in coverage?
Michael Sprouse leads all players with 6 solo tackles here in the ball game. 3rd and 10 at the 45. Miller's going empty. 3-2 look out of the Tallahassee defense. Bain spins off the line, but the pass is caught to Jones for a first down to the 28. The pressure once again unable to get there, and Giacomo Jones deep down the field has Denver in Jackman field goal range.
Yeah, Josh Miller's just carving up the middle of the field there. His accuracy tonight's incredible.
And I think J.R. Lawless, as soon as he saw Jones kind of cross his face, he thought, uh-oh. I think I was supposed to go with that guy.
Yeah.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line. 8:55 to go 3rd quarter. This is how Denver is starting the second half, and Allen gets the toss out, pickup of 3. We've seen Denver in the past in past weeks, especially in the past few, Charles, and we haven't really seen a ton of out routes, at least to Allen anyway, but Denver must have seen something on film this week.
Yeah, they're using it a lot tonight, and credit to the offensive line at Denver. Tallahassee is going with little to no blitzing and relying on those 3 big studs up front, and they haven't been able to get to them too often.
Miller's keeping it away from those dangerous ball-hawking safeties in Bond and Chappelle. The handoff goes to McChesney, and McChesney can't find a ton of space. Tackle on the far side made by Alex Bond. And in the last 16 games, Charles, Denver is 14-2. They haven't lost to anybody but Alaska in that 16-game stretch.
Yeah, barely at that.
Barely at that. You're right. 4 points earlier this year and 3 points in the championship game. 3rd and 5 at the 22. Handoff to McChesney, and McChesney's not going to get there. Whoa, boy. Almost did. I tell you what, he almost made me eat my words there as Bain and Lamano make the stop, and Jackman will have to settle for 3 after a drive that takes nearly 4 minutes off the clock.
Yeah, I mean, even though they're getting a field goal, it still puts even more pressure on. Oh, excuse me.
Offense.
Sorry. You said Jackman. You threw me off.
Well, I just
Just
assumed on 4th and 2. But Tallahassee,
jump.
or Denver trying to get Tallahassee to jump. And up 7, it's a low-risk maneuver. And Miller will burn the timeout. Now we'll see Jackman on the field.
What do you think the odds are of a playoff team that's gone this deep to jump off sides?
I don't know, man. We saw it last week.
Yeah,
saw it last
that's
week
true.
in the, I think it was the Tallahassee, Mexico City
We need to do a
game.
stat on that.
We really should. Or somebody got to start. It would be an interesting stat, wouldn't it? And Coach Vegas saying you didn't count hard enough over there on against Miller.
Well, as I was saying, if and when they make this field goal, it's going to put even more pressure on Tallahassee to respond.
36-yard attempt for Jackman. The only one he's missed was from 53, and that appeared to be against the wind as it fell short last week. This from 36 yards away to put Denver up 2 scores. They were up 17-7 earlier in the ball game, and that field goal is good for the Nightwings. They expand into a 10-point lead once again.
It's just impressive how they drive the ball down the field. I mean, it's not very flashy, but, it's effective. And, you look up, and next thing you know, they're in the red zone.
We'll be back to Denver after this. Welcome back to Denver. 7:23 to go in the third quarter. The Nightwings have a 10-point lead and a kneel down from Hunter Jones in the end zone. Well, Tallahassee this season lost some close, tough games. A couple in overtime. They had the 4th hardest schedule, and here they are standing tall. They really had just a great season.
Now, right now, they're in a tough spot. They got to respond on this drive.
1st and 10 at the 20. Trying to keep the season alive. Christensen fires it outside. Gossett caught first down. Pickup of 12 yards. That's what they need. Ken Gossett was electric in the first quarter. Gone a little bit quiet, but, he's going to catch everything that goes his way.
Yeah, I feel that they're going to need to get Francis a little more involved as well in the run game. Can't forget him. He can break one, take it to the house.
29 passes, just 2 runs for Christensen. 6:52 to go in the third quarter. Back to pass. Christensen, long ball. Way over the head of Ken Gossett. And there was a lot of traffic over there. I'm not sure if somebody got bumped, but not a good pass. And that's the 3rd time we've seen Christensen overthrow a receiver today.
He had Francis wide open as well. A short pass on the side.
6:48, third quarter. Trips left now for Christensen. Nickel look for Denver. Going to throw. Christensen out to Francis. Francis makes one-man miss. A second. Spins back inside. Gets 9 yards. Heck of a job by Francis. Yeah. It's almost like there's a magnet between him and the out-of-bounds line. He just won't go over there.
Yeah, that was a big-time play right there for Francis. Shows you why he needs to get more involved.
3rd and 1. What does Tallahassee trust in this situation? Gossett's in the slot. Willis is to the farthest bottom of the screen. Heavy look here with 4 linemen on the left side. Christensen under center going to throw. Straight back, fires.
Ooh,
it's incomplete.
Wow.
Looking for Stackhouse. And Tallahassee now has a 4th and 1. And Bailey Baca was sniffing a sack on that play. And I think Tallahassee's got to punt it away.
It looks like Christensen's off a little bit. His passes aren't as crisp as they were in the first half.
No, they're not. And he's down to 24 for 32 passing. And Tallahassee in a bit of no man's land here. This is twice now in this game that they've had to punt on 4th and 1 or shorter. As Battle from his 24-yard line makes a one-man miss and gets out to the 29.
Denver's in control here. I mean, if they limit the mistakes, he keeps building up the pressure on the Tallahassee side.
Tallahassee this season, when they suffer close losses, they've only scored 7 points in the first quarter of their 3 losses. And dating back to the first quarter, they got a touchdown, but it's been slow since then. Kind of these slow starts for the Pride. They had to come back last week as McChesney picks up 8. Remember, they were down, I believe, 13 against Mexico City. Ended up coming back and winning that game on the road.
They need a little bit of that magic tonight.
So on the one hand, if you're Tallahassee, you hate that you're starting slow again. But on the other, you're in a familiar spot here, and you know this team's not going to panic.
They have the talent to do it. To turn the game around pretty quickly. So Denver can't start resting on their laurels yet.
Halfway through the third quarter, Miller with 2 in the backfield. Trap play. McChesney got the first down. And Jared McChesney up to the 44-yard line has been the difference tonight. Alex Bond with the tackle.
He definitely is. I mean, he's been quietly taking the offense and putting it on his back.
First down at the 44. This game feels a lot like the Houston game, Charles.
Yep.
They just kind of
here they are right across the 50-yard line. I mean,
right.
It's just like you look up and they're that far down the field.
Very methodical squad. 1st and 10 at the 44. Split backs for Miller. Miller hands it off to McChesney. McChesney's got a block from Allen.
Look at that.
And McChesney picks up 8 yards. Great job by Avery Allen on the outside, who really hasn't been used too much in the second half, making the block downfield.
Yeah, that's like having an offensive tackle, an extra offensive tackle in the lineup, 6'6", 240 pounds running down the field. I think it's smart play calling by Denver to burn a little bit of the clock as well as get their running back a little fired up.
McChesney, 78 yards, 14 carries, and a couple of scores. Miller to throw. Miller going long. It's one-on-one coverage, and the pass is incomplete. He was looking for Keel. That was a play we saw.
Soften him up.
Score a touchdown. That's right. They took a deep shot, but Tallahassee, great discipline down the field, and I think that was Bond in coverage.
Yeah, it was great coverage by Bond. He was all over him. There's no way he was going to catch that.
That was tremendous, and Bond almost kept it alive enough. Nearly kept that alive for his teammate to come over and make the interception. Big third down here. Denver is 3 for 7 on third downs tonight. 2 receivers either side. McChesney alone in the backfield. 7 in the box. And Norwood jumped offside for the second time tonight. Miller's pass is intercepted. So 2 penalties for Tallahassee have turned into interceptions that are pulled off the board, and Denver will get a first down.
Yeah, that's definitely Norwood's kicking himself on that one.
Hunter Norwood in the postseason. It has been rough. Hasn't had a sack for 2 consecutive postseasons. He might have had one late in the first half. I can't remember.
Yeah, he did. He had one at the end of the half.
Yeah, so he finally got one, but that is a costly penalty from Hunter Norwood. And now the ball back in Denver's court at the Tallahassee 43 with a fresh set of downs. Miller drops the pass, fires Allen out of bounds for the first time today.
Yeah, not so pristine on that one. That rarely happens for the Denver offense. They've got those those side routes wired.
So a break for the Pride. Denver still outside of field goal range, and you feel like no matter what, Tallahassee can't give up a touchdown, fall behind 3 scores. Denver's not the type of team that you're just going to get the ball that many times.
I'd even say a field goal, too. You don't want to give up 3 points either.
2nd and 10, handoff.
Oh, there you go.
That looked like a busted play, and a great job making the tackle in the backfield. That was Norwood redeeming himself. McChesney, 82 yards on 17 carries tonight, 3rd and 11 at the 44.
That's what they need to do. They got to have a big stop here.
This could be the play of the game right here. Miller going empty, 4 wide, 3 to the right. 3-2 dime look for Tallahassee down 10, looking for a stop. Miller fires down the field, pass is tipped up in the air, and almost caught, and it? It was caught! They caught it at the 30-yard line. I think it was Allen.
Wow.
Denver makes the play of the game for a first down. Avery Allen.
Wow. It was like a pinball game down there. Look at that.
I think that hit the ground.
Well, we're going to get a challenge here.
That should be challenged, and it must have been our angle. It almost looked like it went off the almost like a pancake in
Right.
volleyball.
Yep.
Off the top of the hand of the defender, Avery Allen scoops it up. It's another first down for Denver. That pass is tipped up and intercepted, and they're still going. Pass is picked off at the 30 to the 34-yard line. That's R.J. Manley with the play, and Tallahassee's defense gets handsy and successful.
Huge turnover. The Pride took it back. Now it's up to their offense to come out there and put some points on the board, but they did what they needed to do. It was looking pretty bad there for Tallahassee as Denver kept getting those first downs, and then we had that miscue.
Things are getting exciting. We're back to Denver. You're watching the SFL semifinals after this. .249 to go in the third quarter. Off the first turnover of the night for Denver. The pass is caught to the outside for Tallahassee, and that's the first catch for Jack Wall, as he's often known around the Pride parts as their diva tight end. Picks up 7.
I think that ended the drought there for Christensen. I think he missed his last 4 passes.
Yeah, no, that's a great point, and needed that one to get some confidence back. 2nd and 3 at the Tallahassee 41-yard line. Christensen out of the gun. Denver showing a blitz. They back off. Christensen now going middle of the field.
Wow.
That pass is caught by Willis. First down to the Denver 40. And that interception, but we've seen a Denver interception totally swing momentum.
Yep.
And now we've seen a Tallahassee interception totally swinging momentum.
Yeah, and that was a great pass by Christensen. With a little pump fake there, maybe to draw the safety off a little bit and get the ball to to Willis uncontested.
Nice route from Willis, too. He kind of had that stutter step in the beginning, and then he sat down in the zone and didn't continue that route. That was smart. And it's a first down for the Pride, starting to get things going. 1:50 to go in the third. Christensen to throw. Checks it down. That's not going anywhere. And that's a loss of 1. In on the tackle, a host of Nightwings led by Jones.
Yeah, going the wrong way here. And again, we yet to see a run here in the second half.
That's remarkable. 1.5 minutes to go in the third. Just 2 runs on the day for A.J. Francis, and they have needed a ground game. 4 receivers, 3 to the left side. 5 in the box for Denver. Everybody spread out. They're going to hand it off.
There we go.
Francis up the middle. Had a lot of space. Nice misdirection from Tallahassee. A 9-yard pickup. That's more rushing yards than he's had the entire game. And Tallahassee's 2 yards away from realistic field goal range and a first down.
Feed that man the ball.
Under a minute to go in the third quarter. Tallahassee down 10, but this has been their best drive in quite some time. Gonna throw. Christensen middle. Willis caught, first down. Grayson Willis owning the Denver Nightwings defense deep middle of the field. He's got 92 yards now on 7 receptions, more yards than Gossett tonight.
Another great pass by Christensen, and Willis was wide open again on that. Both quarterbacks are really slicing up the middle of the field.
Nicholas Warner on that tackle. Boy, Christensen's got the Pride in the red zone for the 3rd time today. They've got a touchdown and an interception on those trips. 4 receivers, 3 to the left side. Could this be another Francis run with only 5 in the box? Nope, Christensen going to dump it off to Francis. The block was missed, and Francis only gets 1. And that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. If you get that block, he might get 7, 8, 9 yards on that play.
That's the hardest yard he had to earn tonight.
Put your 4s up. You know what that sound means. We're going to the fourth quarter. Denver 20, Tallahassee 10. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports. 11 minutes left in the first semifinal. Denver 20, Tallahassee 10. Here on 11 Sports. Flip out to A.J. Francis inside the 10, inside the 5. Spin move, and he's almost into the end zone for a touchdown, but just inches short. Francis made 3 people miss on that play.
Did his knee go down before the goal line?
We're about to find out.
I thought he crossed the plane.
What a play by Francis. And, boy,
that's close.
I think the ball's across the pylon when the knee touched. And Tallahassee going to keep the challenge flag once again in the pocket. Denver's in a goal line defense. 2 in the backfield. Christensen down 10. Touchdown would be big for momentum for Tallahassee. Christensen going to throw.
No.
Christensen's pass is caught for a touchdown. Ken Gossett. Oh, they almost Seattled it. And Ken Gossett's got the score, and Tallahassee down just 4 points. We got a ball game in the fourth quarter.
Tallahassee was challenged, and they responded big time. First with the interception, and then they drove down the field. And Christensen was on fire. I mean, we said he was a little cold earlier in the quarter, but man, he's on fire right now.
Justin Jones has had a tremendous season, but he got all sorts of turned around on that play. That was tough to watch.
Impressive drive.
So the extra point for Richard Douglas would make it a 3-point game. Tallahassee back from the dead. I mean, it really felt like before that interception, right before that, Avery Allen makes that amazing play. And right after that interception has totally changed this game. It feels like we haven't seen Denver's offense in ages.
But Denver's, they get the ball back. It's the challenge again is on the Tallahassee defense. Got to get that ball back quick.
Live rookie draft Saturday, December 14th, 9 Eastern here on 11 Sports. If you want to be a part of that draft, visit simulationfl.net. Join our Discord community. We'll see you there. And there's plenty of friendly people that will help you out in trying to determine, how do I make a player? That's the first question everybody asks. I want to make my guy. You make your guy when you're drafted. No, pump the brakes. You know, we just don't want you to make a mistake, right? In your early going, you don't want to lock you in too quickly. Oh, I want to be a quarterback. Well, so does 40 other prospects trying to get like 2 spots at the quarterback position.
It's like buying a car. You don't want to just run out.
Exactly. Show up to the dealership.
Right.
No. I don't know if we want to compare.
It's a big purchase.
Anyway, 1st and 10 of the 26. Miller flips it outside, and that pass is incomplete. And look at Coach Goodman making sure that everybody knows that that's an incomplete pass. Instead of buying a car, how about the SFL's like going to the mall?
Okay.
You don't just go to one store.
Buying a suit?
You have some fun.
Yeah.
You might buy a suit.
Right. I don't know. Old guy references. Sorry.
Yeah. Who goes to malls these days? Dang Flabbit. 2nd and 10
I was
at the
just
26.
at the Orange Julius earlier today.
3 receivers top of the screen at the left side of Miller. 4th down lineman for Tallahassee. Miller flips it out to McChesney on 2nd and 10. Tallahassee's all over
big
it.
hit.
Sir Chappelle.
Wow.
He is all over the field from the safety position. He is looking for McChesney every play.
It's like a cruise missile locked in.
I mean, he's been on it, and he's had McChesney's number today. He's really been the only guy that's stopped him consistently. 3rd down and 6 for Denver. They definitely don't want to have a 3 and out after giving up a touchdown. Miller going to throw. Miller slant, caught. Jones. Oh, he took a huge hit from Sir Chappelle, and he hangs on for the 1st down of the 41-yard line.
Yeah, big time catch there. He was getting rocked, and he was able to hold on to that ball.
Man,
look at that! Ow.
Miller's been aggressive. You know, sometimes when you see those all slants plays, the quarterbacks like to dump it off middle, but he's been looking for his number 1 target all day long. Gut check time here. Boy, I'm getting nervous. The winner goes to the championship. There's a lot on the line for these teams. They work their tails off all season long. Miller to throw. Got some pressure, and they're going to rule that a catch for Allen. And Vasquez is balding. Did you see him on the sideline? He's losing his hair.
Oh, I thought you said balling.
No.
Okay.
He's losing it. Well, boy, Josh, put a helmet on, man. Put a helmet on. It blinded us here in the broadcast booth. 2nd and 6 at the 46-yard line. I'm not looking forward to the day I start balding. I know it's going to happen. 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Play action, Miller. Miller fires down the field. Caught. 1st down. Pass caught by Aoki, the fullback to the Tallahassee 45, and Denver's moving again.
Yep, I think they're 2 for 2 on that play to the fullback.
Yeah.
Play action to the fullback.
And Aoki's had some dropsies earlier this season on that play, but he's pulled up big tonight. Bryce Battle has been big tonight. They really have showed out those role players for Denver tonight. Miller throwing traffic, and boy, that was so dangerous. As for the second time tonight, Andrew James White was the intended target. And Denver on this drive has not really been good on first down. They're kind of having to dig themselves out of some holes.
But they're moving. Here they are on the right side of the 50.
Miller, 28 of 37, 225 yards and a pick. QBR 79. Christensen's QBR is 105.1, 32 of 40, 309 yards, 2 touchdowns in that pick that came early in the first quarter. 2nd and 10 at the 45-yard line. Miller back to pass. Oh, stepped away from the pressure, and Bryce Battle's got a first down to the 33, a pickup of 12. Miller looking like Tom Brady last night, not even just feeling the pressure without even having a look at it.
His head didn't even turn. He just did that half step up the middle and just got the ball out. Again, it's got to be frustrating to that defense.
Tremendous play, and Dave Axis in the chat says, smooth. And if you want to get in that chat for the last 8 minutes, twitch.tv/11sportsnext is where it's at. Miller dropping to throw, fires, and it's either in between the hands of Keel or it was just over his outstretched hands. Bond was in coverage. Another incompletion on first down.
Yeah, Tallahassee's got a hold here. Got to get that ball back.
Man, 7:55 to go. The difference between a field goal and a touchdown right now is huge for Denver. It would be a 50-yard field goal from here, certainly within Jackman's range. Empty 4 wide for Miller. Miller going to throw, going slants. Caught, Keel, just shy of the first down at the 24, and another big pop in the middle of the field. Miller's certainly laying out his receivers, but they're making plays.
Yeah, they're getting lit up when they catch it in the middle there, but they're holding on to it. As we said before, he's blessed to have a core receivers that don't normally drop the ball.
3rd and inches. This could be the difference in the game with 7:26 to go. Miller with 4 wide, gonna throw. Miller outside, wide open for a first down, caught by R.J. Decker. Another role player stepping up for Denver.
Wow, and they're in the end zone. So here we go, Tallahassee. Got to stop them. I've been saying that a couple times on this drive. But.
Well, both teams in the second half have gone on just very long drives.
Right.
This is only the 9th drive of the game for Denver. Tallahassee's only had 7 in this ball game. 7:12 to go in the 4th. Miller to throw. Miller fires it outside McChesney, and McChesney will get out of bounds after a 4-yard pickup and a gain of 4. And for more information about the Simulation Football League, make sure you visit simulationfl.net and join our Discord community by clicking on the Discord logo in the upper right-hand corner.
And maybe we'll see a run up the middle. Throw him off base a bit.
They definitely fooled them with that trap play on their previous touchdown drive. That's the way Denver's last touchdown drive ended. 4 receivers for Miller. Miller fires another out route to Allen. He's shy of the first down, so here comes another 3rd down at the 7. And Mike Daggs in the chat, he's calling the next game between Baltimore and Seattle, says the way they're moving the ball, it seems like 7 minutes remaining is more like 2 minutes remaining for Tallahassee, which makes this 3rd down all that more crucial.
I thought he was going to say pass to the tight end.
Yeah, I thought that's all he could say, but apparently not. Good on you, Mike. 4 receivers, 3 to the right. McChesney in the backfield. Change of play at the last minute, and the pass is caught by Keel at the 2-yard line. Another converted 3rd down. Charles, they are 8 for 12 on 3rd down in the ball game, including their last 3.
Wow, they're just burning them on those sideline routes. They haven't. The Tallahassee defense doesn't have any. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We think alike. Great minds, right?
Sprouse has 8 tackles. Chappelle has 7. Bond has 6 for the Tallahassee defense, but they are getting worn down here as Denver trying for the 3rd time today to go up by 10. Handoff McChesney out of the heavy look, and Denver's got a touchdown. That is 3 times today that Denver has extended their lead to 10 points with the extra point pending, and now the Pride are up against the ropes.
And the star of the offense so far. Took it right up the middle. And again, they're going up against the stout defensive line on the Pride side. The hole was just incredible.
And they've been totally neutralized today with this quick passing game from Miller. They're not letting Tallahassee tee off on Miller whatsoever. And the Pride is certainly not an insurmountable hole. 6:21 left, but they're probably going to need to score quickly here, the way Denver's been moving the ball.
Yeah, and they're going up against, as we stated at the beginning of the game, they're going up against a pretty solid defense in Denver as well.
Extra point is good for Jackman. Denver trying to bring the championship home for the first time here in the SFL semifinals. You're watching the Simulation Football League. We're back in a moment. Tonight's SFL semifinal on 11 Sports is brought to you in part by Nation's Best, helping high school, college, and professional athletes help #secure the bag. By ScoreStream, the official scoring app of the SFL. By Sector 6, the SFL's official apparel provider. And by Spy Goats, dedicated to the craft of audio, the beautiful capital city of Denver, Colorado. And aerial shots are brought to you in part by AirViews. Visit airviews.com, AIRVUZ.com, for more drone footage. 6:17 to go. The Tallahassee Pride, it's now or never for their season. Pride as the number 5 seed in the playoffs, trying to pull another road upset and take out the league's number 1 team in the regular season. Francis going back inside again, picks up 7 yards, and there's a look at the quarterback comparisons, and here's a look at your bracket as Seattle and Baltimore kick things off in a little less than an hour now.
Yeah, that was a nice move by Francis on that play. The blockers didn't help him out much, but he did a lot of that on his own.
If Denver wins, the championship game will be played in Denver for the first time in franchise history. Christensen has more to say about that. 1st and 10 to the 46-yard line. Pass caught by Willis. Another first down for the Pride.
Yeah, these defensive backs are really hitting tonight. He took Willis. They took Willis off his feet on that catch. Boom.
Grayson Willis, he's an underrated player, man. 6 games this season with 10 catches and 100 yards. He's number 58 all-time receiving. Logan Keel's 55, by the way, and he needed just 12 yards to get 3,000 for his career. He certainly got that earlier tonight. as Francis gets a carry to pick up 6. Why now? Why?
Yep.
That's crazy. 5 minutes left and counting.
Yep. Tallahassee's starting to get a little revved up on offense.
They can't screw around here. If they get a touchdown, obviously that's huge. If they get a field goal, they almost will go for the onside kick. It's almost a guarantee. 2nd and 4 at the 48. Christensen going to throw again. Not a lot open, and a nice play. Sliding down to make the play, Jack Wall with his 2nd catch tonight. That was a pretty catch from Wall, probably the best of his career. 4.5 to go, and they flip it outside. Oh, Gossett turned the corner and got leveled by B.J. Armstrong. That was the hit of the day.
Yay.
2nd and 4 at the 37. Caught inside the 30 down to the 27. I love that sound effect. That's not a board, ladies and gentlemen. That is Charles Doherty at his finest.
That hurt. I shivered when I saw that hit.
Gossett in the slot. Tallahassee moving quickly. And Gossett gets spun around awkwardly. Oh, and then the defender fell over. What's going on? B.J. Armstrong trying to collect himself after making a couple of crushing hits. Flip out Francis. Francis going the wrong way. And Francis is way in the backfield. Oh, they gave him forward progress. What is going on?
No way.
They gave him forward
That
progress.
was a horrible spot.
All the way back to the 22. Denver's got to be furious, but Tallahassee snaps it before the challenge can come out. The ball is tipped up by Mike Sawchuk, and it'll bring up 4th down, and Tallahassee will have to kick the field goal and go for the onside kick. What a wacky series of events as Tallahassee tries to make a comeback.
Oh, my gosh, I had to catch breath on this one. Woo!
Oh, my.
That was crazy.
So Richard Douglas will kick the field goal. That'll prompt an onside kick for Tallahassee down 7 with 3:38 to go, if they make it, of course. And that was, again, Sawchuk making a great play in a pass defense with his 2nd pass deflection of the day. Douglas from 38 yards to make it a 7-point game is good. With 3:34 to go, the onside kick on the other side of this break. When we come back, you're watching the Simulation Football League semifinals on 11 Sports. Who's going to the chip? Find out next. Here comes the onside kick for Tallahassee with 3:34 to go. They are down 7. You need to kick this one a little deeper. Don't want to get into Jackman's field goal range right away. Douglas with the onside kick. Going to bounce it up. And it's... Boom! They got it! They got it!
Oh, my
Denver
gosh!
dropped it! Denver dropped the onside kick right into the hands of Wes Turner. And Tallahassee's got life. Watch this. Had it in his hands.
Oh, yeah, he needs son, you need to bring that in, boy. Oh, my gosh.
That was number 86. It hit him in the helmet. Sam Blanchek got in the way, and Wes Turner recovers the onside kick, and with 3:34 to go, this whole game has turned on its head.
That is just awesome.
Never count out the kings of the jungle.
Wow.
My, oh my. 3 receivers, 2 to the right side. Christensen fires middle, knocked away by Nicholas Warner. And before we move any further in the game, shout out to Legends Sports Grill in Fredericksburg, Virginia, who often shows our games in their bar and looking to do a big championship party. We can't wait to work with you for that, and I'm so excited.
Isn't that awesome?
To see that, and I'm sure
it's near my hometown.
I'm sure it gives a little bit of more motivation for Baltimore here tonight at home to try to get a hometown following as they host Seattle coming up next. The Tyrants will have other plans. 2nd and 10 at the 40 after the deflection as Christensen fires it outside to Francis. Francis bottled up, only a 2-yard pickup, 3rd and 8.
Clock's ticking here, guys. A little sense of urgency.
3:18 left. Christensen to throw. And he... Oh, it's intercepted! Intercepted by Deontay Phillips, going the other way. And the tackle's made by the fullback Williams, but Denver has the ball at the 16-yard line. They may have just ripped a championship game appearance away from the Pride.
Yeah, that's the biggest defensive play of the game. I don't think they saw the linebacker there.
Just jumped it. He had a pick last week.
Wow.
How about the linebacker? And folks, he's not claimed by a person. That could be you next
Definitely.
season. Making that play in that moment in the playoffs, that is one of the best plays by a role player in league history.
Yeah. He snuffed that drive out.
And Tallahassee basically needs a turnover, or there. I mean, God, what else do you want after the onside kick recovery? McChesney only got a yard, but the clock's going to tick away, and that was a tremendous play for the league's top team from the regular season.
Definitely, like you said, they needed a turnover. If they get a field goal, it's all over.
Wow. And if you want to get involved, the SFL Rookie Draft is Saturday, December 14th. Visit simulationfl.net today and join our Discord community. Bank Progression, you can start doing that today, and then it's open tomorrow before it closes, and then starts next Tuesday. And compete with hundreds of others to be the SFL's next big superstar here in the SFL, where you can go from hashtag couch to field. McChesney, get off me, picks up 6. And that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. McChesney with 91 yards, but 3 touchdowns. All of the touchdowns for Denver today. And Tallahassee needs a miracle. Block, field goals, something.
Yeah, it's miracle time.
Coming off the 2-minute warning. Denver will not surrender the lead no matter what. They just have not let it go today. The Night Wings, 2 minutes away from another championship game appearance as they chase their first title in franchise history. You're watching the SFL Semifinals on 11 Sports. We will be right back. Two minutes to go in the fourth quarter. 3rd down and 3 at the 9. And for Denver, outside of a fluky snap or turnover here, the Night Wings in business as McChesney is going to just walk it into the end zone. I'm surprised he didn't just lie down and have Tallahassee burn some timeouts. But either way, it's the largest lead of the game for Denver, and McChesney has 4, count them, 4 touchdowns.
Yep. It must be heavy with the offense on his back. I mean, that's incredible. To go up against this line, have 4 rushing touchdowns against that defensive line of Tallahassee is just incredible.
Wow. So the Night Wings appear to have put this game away. Tallahassee, I think there's been only, that I can remember, one game in SFL history where a team has recovered 2 onside kicks in a game. It's incredibly rare. And obviously the Pride got a great bounce on the first one. The extra point is good, 34-20. And the Pride can certainly gun it. Remember the Seattle-Alaska game?
Yeah, oh boy, do I.
I mean, that was a 1-possession game, but they only had 22 seconds and no timeouts, and we said, well, there's no way they're going to be able to do anything with that.
You definitely said that.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh, no, I meant we.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. 1:58 to go. The Pride do have all 3 timeouts left, but they're going to have to act fast. Jones is going to bring this out. I don't know about that decision, wasting time, and there's been nowhere for the returners all day. 1:52 to go. How about Denver's offense? They score 13 points against Tallahassee the first go-around, and they put up 34 here in the playoffs. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and it wasn't wasn't glitzy, wasn't showy. They just they didn't make mistakes, and they managed the game.
So as it stands right now, the Denver Nightwings, for the first time, will be hosting the SFL Championship game. They were tested today and will continue to be as Willis makes the catch and gets out of bounds for an 8-yard gain. But they will face the winner of Seattle and Baltimore. That is coming up next, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. Mike Daggs, Matt Wilson, Gerald Smith on the call, and a big shout out to our stats man today, Taylor Tuzlowski, and we've had a great crew. A lot of fun here in Denver this week. 2nd down and 2 at the 29, 1:48 to go. Christensen out of the gun. Will drop the pass down the middle deep. It's caught by Gossett. All the receivers on the field today have been phenomenal. Tallahassee not letting things go quietly. At the 49-yard line, 1:35 to play. Christensen to throw again, dumps it off short, got to get to the sideline. Stackhouse too slow. Tackle by Armstrong. He is owned. That deep side of the field this entire quarter has been the defensive MVP in terms of star players for the Nightwings in the fourth. Oh, and Justin Jones almost wanted to put that in his trophy case. No gain on the play. Jones with the pass deflection, 3rd and 6.
They got to stop passing it in the middle. They got to do more sideline patterns there because, for a long pass, they're not going to, unless they burn a timeout, they're not going to have enough time to get to the line.
They haven't had a ton of success, nor have they really tried the sideline. Look at top of the screen to Willis, although he's bumped at the line. Great bump from Armstrong. Deep ball is caught at the 28-yard line. Running a corner route, haven't seen much of that today, was Hunter Jones. Tallahassee quickly up to the line, 1:05 to play. All 3 timeouts still in their back pocket. Christensen's going long, and it's intercepted, and that's your ball game. Another pick by a role player, Teddy Farmer for Denver. Gets the interception, and Tallahassee is going home in 59 seconds.
Yeah, it didn't look like there was a chance for the wide receiver at all. There was the safety as well as the cornerback all over that.
That was a desperation.
Yep.
That was a desperation throw. Wow, what a performance by Denver. They close it out with interceptions on back-to-back plays. And it was a close game all the way through. The real nail-biter moment was when Tallahassee recovered that onside kick as the Pride are going to start burning timeouts here. Denver's at the 5, so not really in danger of getting a safety. Bain on that last tackle. But for the most part, Denver shook off a very slow start. Tallahassee scored the game's first touchdown, and the Nightwings went to work.
Yeah, I just think it's a matter of Tallahassee made a couple more mistakes than Denver did.
Yep, I agree. 2nd and 11 at the 5. Playing out the stretch here. McChesney just protect the football. And McChesney wants to do more than that. Bond makes the tackle. That killed a few more seconds off the clock.
It was like a 50-second run.
If Denver wishes it was a 50-second run, they don't want anything. I mean, can you imagine if he would have fumbled there?
Yeah.
I mean, you never know, man. Crazy things just happen all the time in this league. And, the simulation, for those wondering at home, it's playing out live right in front of us. We have no idea what's going to happen, and we were watching it with all of you at home in the chat and at the bars and restaurants, and it's part of the fun, experiencing it with all of you. As Miller's going to throw to Allen, it's short, and it stops the clock. Come on, Denver.
Okay. All right.
Come on, Denver.
Let's make it a little interesting.
They just want some more drama.
Yeah.
Denver feeds on drama. Remember, 1-score games. Denver's 9-3. They're very comfortable in a close game, and Tallahassee doesn't know what a close game looks like, or what a blowout looks like, I should say. 52% of their games in their last 25 games in 2019 have been 1-score games. Just nuts. So decent field position here for Jones, and Jones makes a couple men miss, gets it out of the Denver 46. 1 timeout left. Tallahassee's living on a fourth prayer.
A very, very big prayer here.
But kudos to the Pride, man. They have kept it up, and I think when they look back at this game, they're going to look at Francis having 4 yards on 3 carries, and they're going to say, we should have done more with the ground game. 38 seconds left in the fourth. All on the arm of Christensen now. Christensen is sacked for the first time today. Bandit Bandito making the play. 30 seconds and counting. Gonna throw again. Baca was all over him. Willis breaks the tackle but spins back inside. And they got to burn their last timeout. They're making a mess of this 2-minute drill.
I think they're going to have to score on this play.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Virchie XBL asking what this is, and well, this is how it works. Teams have coaching staffs that break down film in order to build a game plan that will be effective against their opponents. Users can improve their player each week, get career stats tracked, customize their look, plus get to hear their name on national television. You can visit simulationfl.net and join our Discord community as Denver gets another pick, 3 in a row for Christensen down the stretch, and B.J. Armstrong now has 3 interceptions against Tallahassee this season, and the Nightwings close this game out like the top team in the league they are tonight.
Yeah, B.J. Armstrong, what can you say? He's the smallest cornerback out there going up against, the 6'8" wide receivers and tight ends, and he's holding his own.
So the Nightwings will host the winner of our next game at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. Comes your way in just about a half an hour. Baltimore hosts Seattle. Mike Daggs, Matt Wilson, Gerald Smith, the broadcast crew for that ball game. And then Wednesday, October 30th is the SFL's 13th championship game. And we will have a first-time winner this season after Alaska and Mexico City got eliminated in the quarterfinals. That's a wrap on the football game. A hard-fought game, ultimately claimed by Denver. Denver, you're going to the championship, 34-20 over Tallahassee. And we'll get our final look at stats and highlights and take our final thoughts. What a game for McChesney. That's how I want to start it. 4 touchdowns. You just don't often see that.
Yeah, you don't have to think too hard on who's going to get the player of the game tonight. With 4 touchdowns, that's just incredible. But you got to tip your hat to Tallahassee. I know they're hurting right now, but they had a very good season. Great coaching, great players. I know it's tough, but you got to give them credit for getting this far.
How about Avery Allen tonight? 13 receptions for 95 yards for the tight end. How awesome was he? Just a tremendous asset for this Denver offense. He's going to be a must-stop for Baltimore and Seattle next week. And I think if you're Baltimore and Seattle, usually teams will give you those out routes. They'll give you those short slants. I don't think Baltimore and Seattle on the road in Denver, I don't think they can afford to give those up. They're going to have to make Denver do something else.
That's going to be tough for anyone coming into Denver. I mean, they've made a couple mistakes, but
night game too.
It's going to be tough.
Big game for B.J. Armstrong. Led the team in tackles with 9. Had the hit of the game on Gossett. Just crushed him.
Right.
Also had 2 picks. And the one that really was the difference in the game, that very first one. Tallahassee was dominating the game in the first quarter. He took it away from him.
Yeah, that was a big time interception. They had, Tallahassee had a shot at it with that onsides kick. They had it moving down the field, and that one mistake. I mean, we talked about keeping mistakes to a minimum in the playoffs. You pay for it.
Willis finishes with a $119 on 11 catches. Gossett 106 on 14 catches. Christensen 45 of 59 for 415, 2 touchdowns. But it was all on Christensen, and he threw back-to-back-to-back interceptions on the final 3 drives of the game. And Tallahassee did all they could to try to stay in it, but the picks just killed them down the stretch.
Yeah, it did. Denver did what they needed to do as far as managing the game. I mean, like we said before, it wasn't flashy, high-powered, but their drives just seemed like, next thing you know, they were already in the end zone.
Your player of the game tonight, it's got to be McChesney, right? With the 4 scores. Yep, 23 carries, 104 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Coming up in about a half an hour, Baltimore hosts Seattle. It's going to be one heck of a game. The last time those 2 teams played, they played to a 34-31 thriller. Mike, Matt, and Gerald on the call. For Taylor, Charles, and myself, Cameron Irvine, good night from Denver.